everyone, and welcome to another video. So today I want to talk about refreshing the DWR on your jacket. So the durable water resistant layer on your jacket every once in a while is going to need a little bit of maintenance and care. As you can see right now, it's raining. I just took a walk. I've been out in the rain for about 45 minutes, and you know, this jacket, as you can see, it's not doing the best, right? You can see that there's some areas like yeah, look at here, like right there's some beading action going on, but for the most part, if you look at things like the sleeve, water has basically just soaked in, right? It hasn't beaded up and run off the jacket like it's supposed to. So you can basically tell that this jacket, right, you know, it's got a nice Gore-Tex layer on it, but that needs a little bit of maintenance. So what we want to talk about today is basically how to revive your jacket and get that water repellency back. So if that sounds like fun, let's jump inside and take the first step. All right, so the first thing we're going to want to do is read your garment instructions. So you can see right here, they actually give some pretty good instructions on how to clean this. In particular, you're going to see that we're going to want to wash this thing on a kind of a warm temperature. And we're going to want to make sure that we rinse all the detergent out. So you can see they actually recommend you rinse it twice. And we're not going to use any powder detergent, fabric softener, or bleach. And then we're going to line dry this to get it completely dry. And then you can see that once it's dry, we can reactivate the DWR by basically just tumble drying this for 20 minutes. So pretty simple. So let's go ahead and do that. First though, maybe what we should do is make sure we remove everything out of the pockets. So I've got junk in here. Let's go ahead and make sure that you empty everything out. Yeah, look at this. I've got trail maps, all that kind of stuff. You want everything out, and then you're going to want to zip up everything. Make sure you have all of the pockets zipped, and I'm also going to zip the main zip as well. You're going to want to close everything up as much as possible. Okay. There we go. Okay. All right, and now I'm going to throw this in by itself without any other soiled garments. Okay, so in it goes. Let's go ahead, shut the door. And then, like it said, we're not going to use powdered detergent. We're just going to use our normal detergent. I'm not going to use a ton of it because really all I'm trying to do is just get a little bit of the dirt and the grime off. Okay, so I'm going to put in some detergent. Okay, and then let's turn this on. And what we're going to want to do is I'm just going to use a normal cycle, and I'm going to use a warm temperature, and I'm actually going to turn the spinning down. So instead of having high spin, let's go to maybe a low spin. That will help reduce creasing. And then also we're going to add an extra rinse cycle because we really want to make sure that we get all of the detergent off. So we'll add an extra rinse cycle. So there you have it, pretty darn simple. Let's just hit go. And once this is finished, we'll take another step. Okay, so it finished with the extra rinse. So now it's really simple. All we're going to do is we're going to take this thing out. And now we need to dry this. Uh-oh. Well, I'm going to have to clean that up in a second. So you can either dry this in the dryer or you can just line dry it. So I'm going to do that. I'm going to go ahead and unzip this, get this completely line dried. In fact, let's go walk this outside into my drying system. I'm just going to hang this up. And let's leave this here until it's completely dry, and then we'll take some next steps. All right, so now we've got the jacket. It's completely dry. And the last step is we need to go ahead and reactivate, repair, and redistribute the DWR throughout the jacket. So we're going to do that with a little bit of low heat from the dryer. So what we're going to do is let's turn the dryer on, and we just want to set this for about a 20-minute cycle on low heat. And we're just going to throw it in, no dryer sheets, nothing, just put that in there so it can tumble around a little bit with a little bit of heat, and that is going to repair the DWR on this jacket. So let's just throw it in by itself on 20 minutes at low heat. Okay, it finished. Done. Finished the 20-minute tumble dry cycle. So let's pop this guy out. And it should now be ready to go. And as luck would have it, it's actually raining outside. So let's go ahead and try this thing out. All right, so it's raining again. Let's see how this did. And as you can see, this worked pretty darn well. So for example, most of these sections on like the shoulders, yeah, those are actually staying dry. You can see that the water's beating off, but then on some other sections of the jacket, like for example, like on the arm, you can kind of see the interface, right, between these two different materials, right? There's a lot of good beading action happening here, but then the DWR on the kind of this lower sleeve is not working so well any longer because you can see that the water has kind of pulled into the fabric and soaked in a little bit. So, it's time for some next steps. So we're going to try to repair the DWR on some of these other sections. So let's go ahead and grab some product and wash it into the jacket, and we'll take some next steps. All right, so the next level of intervention is coming back to the washing machine, and instead of using now normal detergent, we're actually going to use a dedicated product. So this is the Nikwax TX.Direct cleaner. Just to be careful though, I do want to mention that you got to be a little careful. Nikwax actually has several lines of products. So we're using this one right here. This is the Tech Wash. This is for Gore-Tex jackets, rain jackets, snow equipment, things like that. They also have a washing solution which is for down jackets and puffy coats, things like that. I actually have a dedicated video talking about using this for down jackets, but this is not what we want. We are doing the Gore-Tex kind of rain protection DWR. So this is the first step. This is not the DWR. This is just getting ready. So we're going to wash using this Tech Wash. So this is pretty straightforward. Couple of small nuances. First, it's recommended that you wipe out and wash out and remove any residue from your detergent tray in your washing machine. So let me do that now, and I've already actually run this a couple of times through some warm water just to make sure that there's no normal detergent in there. Okay, and now what we got to do with the Tech Wash is obviously read the instructions, but you're going to have to shake this quite a bit, and then we are going to have to put in 150 milliliters into this. And fun fact, the cap of these bottles are 50 milliliters. So let's go ahead and add 3 capfuls of the Tech Wash. So that's 1, 2, 3, and then I think I'm going to put a little bit more in just because I think I didn't fill it in completely. Oops, there we go. Okay. All right, so we've got that, and now let's shut this. And actually, you can actually wash 2 garments at once, a maximum of 2 garments. So I'm going to get a little bit greedy. I'm going to obviously put in the rain jacket that we're working on, but let's do this whole process for my ski pants as well. So let's throw those in, okay? And now it's pretty much the same thing that we did earlier. Let's wash on a warm, let's make the spin low. Okay, and let's also add an extra rinse. Okay, so that's pretty much it. We're now going to wash with the Tech Wash, and once this is done, we'll go ahead and take some next steps. All right, so it looks like the cycle finished. Again, remember, what we just finished was just the washing using the Nikwax Tech Wash. So this is effectively like detergent, which is just going to wash the garment, get the grime off. We didn't actually put in any of the DWR yet. So that's the next step. That's what we need the next product for. So this is now the Nikwax TX.Direct. So we are going to use this now to basically add DWR back to the garments. So to do that, again, what we want to do is we don't want these two to mix. So go ahead and clean out your laundry. I've already gone ahead and washed this a few times with some hot water, but also do your wiping out. I just want to make sure that there's no Tech Wash in there when we add the TX.Direct. It's funny, I actually saw somebody that they goofed up and they put these two together and it creates this gummy substance. So again, you don't want these two to mix. So I'm going to make sure that I get all of the Tech Wash out of the laundry tray. Okay, and then we are going to go ahead, take our TX.Direct, shake like crazy again, and we're basically going to do a very similar operation, although we use a little bit less. So in this case, we only use 100 milliliters of the TX.Direct. So that is, again, each capful is 50 milliliters. So I'm going to go ahead and add 2 capfuls of the TX.Direct. So that's 1 and then 2, and then I think I'm going to put a little bit in there because I couldn't fill up the caps all the way. Okay, great. So we've got the 100 milliliters of TX.Direct in the washing machine. And also what I should mention is I just left the wet garment in after the washing cycle. So both of those 2 garments are in there. I haven't dried them. They're still wet. You can just do it directly. So this will save you a little bit of time. Just leave them wet in there, and then we're just going to run another very similar cycle. So I'm going to turn this on to normal. That's going to wash with warm, and then I'm going to again put the spin on low, and we'll give it an extra rinse cycle, and then we're going to let it go, and here we are. Now we are going to wash in the actual DWR into both of the garments. So we'll come back in an hour and we'll take some next steps. All right, so it looked like the washing cycle finished. So now we'll pull these 2 out and we're going to do the exact thing we did last time. And let's go, well, first we're going to clean up that water, but let's go take these outside and air dry them until they're completely dry. All right, so these have been drying out here in my garage using my dehumidifier system. So they're pretty much all air dried. So let's take the garments now. And the last thing we're going to have to do is drag them back into the laundry room. And the last thing to reactivate the DWR is, now that they're all line dried, let's throw these 2 garments into the dryer. And then we are going to tumble dry for 20 minutes on low. So let's go and switch this to a time dry. Let's change the temperature to a low, and let's set this for 20 minutes and hit go. And there, after that, it should hopefully be all repaired and ready for the rain. All right, so it looks like the drying cycle finished. So let's go ahead and grab the jacket and the garments out, and I think they should be ready for the rain. And coincidentally, luckily enough, it is raining pretty good out here. So let's take a walk up to the park and see how the garments do in the rain. All right, so we've been walking around out here in the rain for, I don't know, about an hour, and this is working a lot better. So for example, look at the sleeve here. So you can definitely see now this sleeve is not soaking up water. You can see it beating up nicely. And again, we've been out for quite a while, and this DWR treatment seems to have worked quite well. And again, the overall jacket, everything is doing a lot better. So I think it really did help adding that Nikwax wash in the TX.Direct. When you add that in and treat it as it recommends, it really does repair and refinish the DWR on the jacket. So that worked out nicely. Again, I think if you look at the math though, it took about, I would estimate about $10 worth of Nikwax products to wash 2 garments. So about $5 per garment. So yeah, it's not the cheapest thing in the world for a new wash, but man, it's sure cheaper than getting another rain jacket. And it does seem to restore the water repellency and the waterproofness of the jacket to almost back to brand new. So very happy with that, very pleased. And as you saw, it's a little bit of an involved process, takes a couple of cycles, but it's not too shabby. So with that being said, I think this is probably a great spot to leave it. I hope you enjoyed the video, and if so, I also hope you'll consider subscribing to the channel. Surprisingly, if you scroll a little ways down and click on that subscribe button, it really does help me continue making these videos. And remember, the new videos come out every Monday, so I hope we'll be able to catch you at a future discussion and we can all learn something new together. So until then, I think I'll sign off. Talk to you later. Bye.